Hey guys, and welcome back to today's MLB video play of the day. For more of this pick video content, be sure to click that subscribe button and also be sure to check out our NBA video play of the day as well over at our channel. Also, for more pick content, you head on over to our main website, stumpthespread.com, to access our daily free play, as well as all of our top confidence premium bets across all major American sports. And I will throw a link to stumpthespread.com down in the video description if you want to access us through those means. So heading into today's MLB video play of the day, we're going to talk about a matchup over in the NL East as the Atlanta Braves head on the road to take on the New York Mets in a series where both teams are really starting to get desperate here early on in the year for some wins to try to claw their way back to 500. The Braves have really fallen on some hard times recently, losing their last 6 games in a row. After they had climbed their way all the way back to 500 at 6-6 overall, now they stand just 6-12 overall, and a lot of their woes have come on the road, standing just 2-9 on the road. And then you have the Mets, who got off to a decent start this year, but now standing just 8-11 overall, and really the Mets having a tough time on their home field, especially more recently, as they now stand at just 4-8 at home. So the Braves, they're coming off a very competitive series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Unfortunately for Atlanta, they did fall in all 3 games. They had solid pitching throughout, but unfortunately for the Braves, they just weren't able to produce enough runs to get their pitchers the wins that they probably deserved, given some of the solid pitching performances we saw out of the Atlanta starters during that series. The Braves had been one of the hottest teams in the NL East, really. They had won 5 games in a row prior to their current 6-game losing streak, and as a result of their current 6-game skid, they have fallen back to last place in the NL East, with the Mets not all that far ahead, sitting in second to last. And really both of these teams are hoping to kind of get things back going here and pick up a series win against an opponent that obviously isn't having a ton of success either. So the Braves today, they're going to be sending out their ace, 26-year-old Julio Teheran. On the year, Julio Teheran hasn't been quite as crisp as you would expect compared to what we've seen out of him in recent years. But nonetheless, even though he hasn't been extremely crisp, at least he has been largely effective, at least in 3 of his 4 starts, posting a 3.52 ERA overall with a less than desirable 1.43 whip. And his last outing, Teheran was roughed up a little bit. He was only able to reach 4 innings against the Nationals in what turned into a very ugly defeat there for the Braves on their home field. But prior to that, he did pick up a winning effort against the San Diego Padres at home, and then actually his first start of the year came all the way back on April 3rd against the New York Mets, and that one came on the road. And Teheran, you know, like I said, not extremely crisp, but effective nonetheless, as he was able to log 6 innings, giving up 4 hits and 0 earned runs, 3 walks to 6 strikeouts, and that is his best outing so far of the year. Was on the road against the Mets, and he's going to go on the road against the Mets again today, and he'll be looking to potentially get a bounce-back result after that tough start he had in his last outing against the Nationals. I'm not exactly sure what it is with Teheran so far this year, but it just seems like his location of his pitches haven't been quite as accurate as we've been seeing out of him in some of his better years recently. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to correct that here going forward. But obviously still the best starter that the Braves have, and a guy that they're really depending on to have another tremendous campaign. Then we have the home team here, the New York Mets, and the Mets have been having just as much failures recently, even more so than the Braves, currently riding a 4-game losing streak, coming off of a home sweep that they fell to the Washington Nationals in 3 games straight. The series before that, they were only able to pick up 1 out of 3 games at home against the Phillies. And then even prior to that, they were on a 3-game losing streak against the Miami Marlins. So all in all, the Mets have just won 1 of their last 9 games, and that has really tanked this team into the cellar of the NL East, only standing clear of the Braves right now. But if the Mets continue to play like we've seen from them recently in terms of them not being able to get a whole lot of runs on the board, they could struggle here against an Atlanta pitching staff that has been pretty effective, even though Atlanta hasn't been picking up wins of their own. At least their starting pitching staff has been pretty solid, and for the Braves to have success in this series, they're going to have to lean on that starting pitching to continue to have the kind of success that we saw out of them in their last series against the Phillies. So the Braves, they're also hoping to have some better success here against the Mets. They were able to pick up 1 out of 3 games in that opening series in New York to open the year. But that came against New York's 3 top pitchers. They're not going to have that today, as the Mets are going to be sending out young 23-year-old Robert Gsellman. And on the year, the young 23-year-old hasn't had as much success as he would have hoped, sitting with a 5.09 ERA and a 1.36 WHIP. In his last outing, it came against the Philadelphia Phillies at home, and the Mets actually went on to win that one. And the young pitcher went 7 innings, giving up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk to 7 strikeouts. So one of his better outings, certainly, given the fact that his 3 outings prior to that, he just wasn't looking quite as crisp as we saw out of him in his last outing. So both of these pitchers hoping to have some strong results today. It'll be interesting to see how both of these guys fare, given the fact that they're going against teams that haven't necessarily been showing all that well on the offensive side of the ball. This is probably going to be a lower scoring game, so the under might be something to consider. The only reason I'd be a little bit hesitant on that is given the fact that the Atlanta Braves bullpen has been a little bit shaky as of late, so that could be something of a concern in the later innings if it is looking like it might hit that under. But right now, Julio Teheran, top line pitcher here for the Braves, and coming in with his team as dogs in this one on the road, sitting at about plus 120 right now. We feel like this one should be more towards the even range, especially given how much the Mets have been struggling over the past couple of weeks. So we are going to go ahead and side with the road team in the Atlanta Braves here, straight up as the better value bet against the spread. And that's going to be our MLB video play of the day. Again, guys, for more of this pick video content, be sure to click that subscribe button. Check out our NBA video play of the day, and also check out our main website, stumpthespread.com, which I'll throw a link to down in the video description. And over there, you can access our daily free play as well as all of our top confidence premium bets across all major American sports. So thanks, guys, for stopping on in for today's video, and we hope to see you in the future. Bye.